Nabira, just inform everyone to log in because there is the connectivity issue is resolved, I guess. Rashmi, can you hear me? Am I audible? Ashwini, am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? Can you hear my voice? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Guys, I guess the students are joining. There was some network issues in the morning. I guess it is resolved now. So far, there is no network issues. But are the students joining in? Are they aware that they have to join as per the schedule? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are the students joining?
So I'll post a message in the group, in
Yeah,
our
please do that.
unofficial group. Yes.
Ashwini, have you informed everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have posted a message.
Thank you. So we'll wait for 5 minutes till everybody joins.
Yeah, yeah, sir.
12 people have joined. Okay, guys, before everybody joins, please make a note that whatever is the practical assignment which has been, practical component which has been mentioned at the end of the syllabus for banking, okay, just go through that, and whatever is possible, okay, you have to just complete it. Okay, I'll be taking that assignment after Diwali. Okay, it would be written as practical component, and all the practical components have to be completed. Okay, though they have mentioned visit a bank and all those things, some things that you cannot do, but definitely you can write about it's not necessary that you have to actually go to the bank and do it. Okay, some things you already know, you can watch videos, you can go to the websites of the bank and do it. Okay, I'm repeating. Okay, I'll just take out the calendar so that I can give you the exact date when you have to submit it. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so I guess Diwali is on 14th, 15th, and 16th. Okay, so let's assume 16th as Diwali. Okay, 18th, 18th of November, you need to submit the practical components. Okay, all the practical components written separately: practical component 1, practical component 2, practical component 3 and 4, whatever numbers are given, you have to complete all the practical components and submit me on 18th November. You already know the email address on which you have to submit it. Okay, the previous assignments you have already submitted in the to the email ID which I had already given for banking. So the same email ID can be used and send it by 18th of November. I want you all to complete all the practical components by 18th of November. Is it clear? Can I have everyone in the video mode for 2 minutes? Can you all come in the video mode, guys, for 2 minutes? Okay, so as said, all the practical components to be submitted by 18th of November 2020. Okay, 18th of November 2020. Fine. So this is what I expect you all to do. Henceforth, no assignments would be given as such, but later when we are going for problems and all, we'll be having some problems. So I may give you some small homework to do it on a daily basis. That's a different issue. But no assignments would be given. This would be your last. Okay, you can write the same thing in the practical in your assignment book itself. The practical components you can write it in the assignment book itself, or the pages, whatever you are following. Okay, but you have to mention it as practical component 1, practical component 2, practical component 3. It has to be specifically mentioned as practical component. Do not write it as assignment. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Yes, fair enough. So I hope this is clear. Please inform it to others also, because right now we have only 20 people who have joined. So there are very less number of students who have joined. Around 15 students have not joined. So please make sure that you inform everyone that this is what they are supposed to do. Okay, 18th of November is the last date to submit your practical component. Whenever it is ready, please mail it to that email ID which was mentioned. Does anybody remember that email ID? Right now, I'm not able to remember it exactly. It was something BFS assignment something, right? Does anybody remember? If you remember it, please put it on the chat box so that everybody is clear about the email address. Okay. Narayan, do you remember the email address?
Yes, sir. Just give me a minute. I will copy paste.
Yeah, no problem.
Sir, that is
BFS dot
BFS
assignment
dot assignment
2020 at
2020
gmail.com,
at
right? BFS dot
20 at gmail.com.
okay,
Yes,
I'll
sir.
just type it
Yes,
in the
sir.
chat box. I'll type it in the chat box so that if you don't have it, please make a note of it. It is bfs dot assgnment assignment 2020 bfs assignment 2020 at gmail.com. Yes, Tanaz, right. Okay, so yes, everybody please make a note of it and kindly send me the assignments. If whatever assignments I've given so far, you have to send that. You had to send it earlier itself. I hope you have done that. Okay, and this practical component also need to be, all the practical components need to be sent to me by 18th of November. Okay, please have separate files for each practical component. Practical component 1, one file. Practical component 2, one file. Do not have one file. Or what do you prefer? Okay, let's have a discussion on that. What do you prefer? One file, all the practical components, or different files? Yes,
So one file.
Rohit?
So one file.
One file is okay. So is it okay with everyone? One file is fine. But in that file, each practical component should be separately mentioned. One, let it
Yes,
be
sir.
one file only, but the heading should be always practical component 1. Second, for second, the header should be there as practical component 2, because it would be difficult for me to make out where does the practical component 1 ends and where does the second one starts. Okay, you can scan it as one file, send it to me, not a issue at all, but make sure that there is a proper distinction between practical component 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If it is clear, give a thumbs up and we'll start the class. Okay, and Ashwini and Tejaswini, just make sure that this message reaches everyone. Okay, Ashwini and Tejaswini, please
Yes,
make
sir.
sure that everybody knows about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, Yes, sir. sir.
thank you. Okay, I'll be sharing the screen. You can off your video now. I'll be sharing the screen and we'll be starting with the class. And just confirm if you can see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys. Now, today we are going to start with issues pricing. How the pricing, how the issues are priced. Okay, like you go for an IPO or an FPO. How do they decide on the price of that a particular share, price of one share? So that is what we're going to study today. Okay, so deciding on the price of the share to be issued is called as issue pricing. Okay, it's issue pricing, not issues pricing. It's issue pricing. Just pardon me on the spelling over there. Okay, then most essential decision in public offering, because your entire success and failure of your offer or your organization entirely depends on what is the price of your issue. Okay, because sometimes what happens is your issues are overpriced. Overpriced means the expectations are something else, but you have priced it at a higher end. Let's take a simple example. Let's say that the investors are expecting that the price of the issue which is coming up for your company would be around 150 to 160 rupees. Okay, but you have priced it at 225 rupees. That is overpricing. Maybe there would be subscription, people would buy your shares, but this would not be for long term. For short term, you will gain, but for long term, you will lose confidence. Okay, so then there is a problem with underpricing also, because when there is suppose people are expecting 150 price per share, and you are pricing it at around, let's say, 130 or 120, then again there is a lack the investors would start feeling insecure about the issue, because since the pricing is low, they may feel there's something wrong in the company, and that is the reason why they have priced it low. The valuation has come down, the expectations is more and the valuation is down. That means there is some issues, there are some problems in the company that are not publicly announced yet. Okay, so that may also happen. So it is always essential that your issue is properly priced. So your entire success of the issue depends on pricing, and that is why it is very important. Okay, so that is what we are going to study today, that is how the issues are priced. Okay, next is different pricing strategies. What are the different pricing strategies? Let us understand that. First one is differential pricing. Okay, now differential pricing, as the word suggests, okay, uh, prices are different for different parties. Let's say for a rights issue, the prices are different. If you're going for a private placement of the same shares, the price would be different, because there is a influence by the qualified institutional buyers to on the price, so price may be different, and the price for the other investors in the open market might be completely different. That is called as differential pricing, setting different prices for different set of individuals or institutions. Okay, then next one is price band. Price band is basically there is a upper limit and a lower limit to every pricing. Okay, they do not normally, it is avoided to give a fixed price, let's say 225 rupees. It's avoided. They give a price band, let's say from 220 to 230 is the price band, because in this price band the people start bidding. Okay, some will say 220, 222, some will say 228, some will subscribe for 226, some will subscribe for 227, and so on. Okay, so the price band keeps on gives you that flexibility of deciding on the price later. Okay, when you're going for issuing the shares, the price band gives you that flexibility. In fixed pricing, there is no flexibility at all, because you have already decided that you're going to issue the price, issue the shares at this particular price. So you have to issue it at that price itself. There is no flexibility over there. But when you decide on a price band saying from 220 to 230, the price would be from 220 to 230. So you have an upper cap, or you have a floor price and a cap price, and you have the flexibility of deciding what price would it be exactly issued. Okay, I'll tell you how it is decided also in the later stage. Okay, so that is basically what is price band, that is setting the lower limit and the upper limit, upper price for a particular issue. Then discount and commission. Basically discount and commission is not allowed as per SEBI. As per the SEBI guidelines, you any issuer or the company which is issuing shares cannot give any discount or any commission for the issue of shares. So that's not allowed basically. So it's not a pricing strategy, but basically you should be aware that this is not allowed. Then shares denomination. Denomination is what would be the amount, what would be the number of shares that are issued. So there is no limit for the number of shares to be issued. You can issue the shares in any number. Okay, any denomination is allowed by SEBI. So there is no restrictions on the number of shares to be issued or the price to be decided. Okay, so that is what is the pricing strategy. So basically two things that you need to understand is differential pricing here and price band. Okay, differential pricing is setting having different prices for different set of people. Okay, like for general public it is different, general investors it is different, for private placements it is different, for rights issues it is different. You are issuing the same shares but at different prices. That is called as differential pricing. Second one is price band, that is the upper limit and the lower limit of the upper limit price and the lower limit price at which you are intending to issue the shares. Okay, that is what price band is. As I already said, discount and commission is not allowed as per SEBI, and denomination is unlimited. You can have any number of shares, whatever is the price you want to decide, you can decide on the price. Okay, so there is no restriction on the denomination, share denomination, as per the SEBI guidelines, okay, or as per the Companies Act also. Fine. Then coming to the next part, that is the book building process. Okay, now before going to the book building process, I'll just tell you how this book building happens normally, okay, or how price is decided. Okay, now let's say, just give me a minute. What is happening here? Just a minute, guys. There's something went wrong. Okay, fine. I'll just open the PPT later. Okay, there's some. I don't know what happened. Okay, I guess you can see the whiteboard at least. The whiteboard is seen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take an example. Like there is a company called as ABC company. Okay, ABC company is a company which wants to go for an issue. Okay, now what does they do? They first appoint a lead manager. Okay, so lead manager may be a merchant banker, it may be an investment manager or someone. Okay, so what does that lead manager does? Okay, he first tries to evaluate the company. Okay, now first I'll try to tell you the difference between fixed pricing, okay, fixed pricing versus the book building. Okay, what is the difference between fixed pricing and book building? Okay, book. Now what is the difference between fixed pricing and book building? Is fixed price is a price which is fixed. Okay, you cannot change it. You have already decided that you are going to issue the shares at a particular price. Let's say you have decided that you are going to issue it at 270 rupees per share. Okay, so it is already decided. Now when it is already decided, you cannot basically change it. You have to keep it as the same. Sorry. Yes. Okay, so it should be 270 rupees itself. Okay, now how does someone come to arrive at this particular price 270? Okay, now there is something called as corporate valuation. Okay, that is the valuation of your organization. Now there are different methods in that, like discounted cash flow approach is there. Then we have something called as the okay, comparative approach, where you try to compare your company with some other company which is already listed and try to find out the price. So there are lots of things that you can do and find out the price. That is called as relative pricing. Okay, relative pricing. Okay, so what happens basically is you try to find out certain ratios like PE ratios, then that is price earning ratios, then price to book value ratios, etc., etc. You try to find out lots of ratios, try to compare your ratios with some other company which is already listed. Okay, that is called as a comparative company. Let's say there is a company called as B company limited, which is already listed. Okay, and it is into the same business as you are. So what you do is you try to find out their, let's say, PE ratio. Okay, and their PE ratio is, let's say, around 0.20 is their PE ratio. Okay, and your PE ratio is, let's say, around 0.30. Okay, this is your PE ratio. That is, this is B. Okay, and this is for ABC. Okay, now what happens is their share price in the market, because they are already listed, their share price in the market is, let's say, around 320 rupees. Current share price is 320 rupees with a PE ratio of 0.2. Okay, now in relative valuation, what happens is your PE ratio is 0.3. Okay, their PE ratio is 0.2 and their price is 320. So according to this equation, what would be your price? So how do you do it is, okay, for 0.2 it is 320. So for 0.3 it would be how much? So 0.30 into 320, okay, divided by 0.20 is what you do. Okay, so if you do a calculation over here, okay, let me do it and tell you. Okay, point 3 into 320 divided by point 0.2, okay, is equal to 480. Okay, so your price comes to 480. The answer here would be 480. So what is this 480 means? That you can list your shares at the price of 480 rupees. Okay, that is what fixed pricing talks about. That is, you have decided on a fixed price. Okay, are you clear with this? Is everybody clear with this particular concept of fixed pricing? If yes, give a thumbs up. Are you clear or no? Yes, everybody is clear? Okay, fair enough. So, in the similar way, we have the book building process. Now, in book building process, what happens is, okay, you first decide on the price in the similar way. Okay, the book building process also, it takes care of the similar pattern to find out the first price, what should be the price. But here, what happens is, there, hello, please unmute yourself. I guess somebody is not okay. Fine. Yeah. So in fixed pricing, basically what happens is only quantitative factors are considered here. That is P ratio and the price. These are quantitative factors. But what about qualitative factors? Qualitative factors like what is the demand for your shares? Okay, what is the supply of your shares? All these, what is the expectation of the investors? All these things are not considered at all. So this is purely on quantitative basis. Okay, whereas book building is both quantitative as well as and qualitative. Okay, it also considers qualitative. Okay, now how does it consider qualitative is, let's try to understand that. Okay, first of all, in book building, as I said, there are, let's say, okay, I'll just erase this off first. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I was talking about the qualitative process. Okay, so what happens here is, using the quantitative method, first a price is decided. Now I'm talking about book building process. Okay, first a price is decided. Let's say as per the quantitative method using relative valuation, the price comes to around what we have got is 480 rupees. Okay, so we have got 480 rupees as the price. Now what happens in book building is, okay, you basically decide on the price band. Let's say 480 to let's say around maybe 20% more, so around 480 to 490 is the price band. Okay, so you decide on this price. Okay, that is, this is called as your floor price. Okay, this is called as the floor price, and this is called as the cap price. Okay, the maximum floor price and cap price. Okay, cap is the maximum price. Now what happens is, a invitation for bidding is done. Okay, most of the IPOs nowadays are done on book building process itself. Okay, now what happens here is, people have to bid. Let's say there are fixed quantities or fixed prices for bidding. Let's say 480 You can bid for 480, you can bid for 482, you can bid for 485, okay, or you can bid for 487, and you can bid for 490. Okay, these are the various price. So as we have decided, this is your floor price and this is your cap price. Okay, and there are lots of bids available. Now people will start bidding. Let's say around 3 crores have a bid for 480. Around, let's say, 6 crores have bid for 482. Okay, around 10 crores have, sorry, not 10 crores, around 1 crore have bid for, let's say, 485. Okay, and around 0.5 crores, that is 50 lakhs, have bid for this, and around only 10,000 have bid for, let's say, or 10 lakhs have bid for, just a minute, only around 10 lakhs have bid for your uh, 490 price. Okay, now what happens is the lead manager, or he's also called as a book runner. Okay, he's called as a book runner. He will see at what price is our maximum people ready to invest. So he will find out that there are, at 482, there are around 6 crore people who are ready to invest at 6 crores. So what he does is, okay, he may say that so not 6 crores, it would be 6 plus 1 plus zero point 0.5 plus 10. Correct? So these are the people who are ready, who will be ready to buy the shares at 482, because they are already exceeding the 482 mark. So definitely they will be ready to buy it at 482. So how much? 6 plus 1 is 7 crores, 7 crores 50 lakhs plus 10. So around 7 crores 60 lakhs, 7.60 crores people, investors are ready to invest at the price of 482. So earlier you decided, okay, 480 is your floor price and 490 is your cap price. So your price band was decided. This was your price band ranging from 480 to 490. And then once the bidding started, you came to know that there are maximum number of people are ready to bid at 482. Okay, you'll not decide on 480 because this is the least price. Everybody would be investing at that price. You need some advantage, so you go for 482. Okay, so at 482 there are 7.6 crore individuals who are ready to invest. So your price of the issue would be 482, and this is called as your book building. This is how book building process happens. So bidding happens, and on the basis of the bidding and the demand at each price, okay, the book builder or the book runner decides on what should be the final price of the issue. Now it is 482. Now how issue will happen? All the investors, okay, who have opted for a price more than 482, all these will be issued the shares. Okay, depending on, again certain there are more some more criterias, but mostly there are chances that those who have bid for a price more than 482 will be issued the shares, whereas those who have bid for 480 will not get the shares at all, because the issue price decided later was 482. Okay, now what happens if let's say around these people get the shares? Now already they have invested 3 rupees more. Okay, now this 3 rupees would be refunded to their account. Okay, refunded to their account. So that is how this book building process happens. First a price is decided using the quantitative method, then a price band is decided. Now there is a restriction that it should be not more than 20% between the floor price and the cap price. So price band is decided, then the bidding process starts, the range between 480 to 490, and there would be fixed prices at which the bidding should happen. It cannot be 480.1, 480.2, 480.3 and so on. Then it becomes unlimited. Okay, so there is a proper price for which you can bid. Okay, maybe 2 rupees, if let's say there is a gap of 2 rupees, like 482, it starts from 480. Okay, 480, 482, 484, Okay, 486, then 488 and 490. Even this is also possible. Okay, interval of 2 each, 2 rupees each. Okay, so you have to either bid for 480, 82, 84, 86, 88, 89. Nothing apart from these prices. Now once bidding happens, then then the book builder or the book runner comes to know what is the demand for the shares at each price, and then he decides what should be the price of the share. So once he knows that okay, for 482 there is the maximum demand, then he decides on this price, that is 482 should be the issue price. If somebody has bid for more than 482 and the shares are issued to them, the extra amount that they have paid, let's say 485 is what they have paid, 3 rupees would be refunded back to them, and shares would be issued and 3 rupees would be refunded back to that particular uh, investor. Okay, so this is how book building happens. Okay, I hope you're clear. Any doubts here? Any doubts? Feel free to ask those doubts, guys. If you're clear, please give a thumbs up so that I can continue with the next part.
So I wanted to ask as to why can't companies issue shares at discount, sir?
See, it is not allowed by SEBI. Okay, discounting of shares is not allowed by SEBI at all. According to the rules, they cannot issue it. Okay, SEBI has restricted
So,
them to issue shares at discount price.
so was this rule earlier also,
No, 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 no.
or now it is implemented?
It's amended. Earlier, earlier there was discount on issue of shares, there was premium on issue of shares, everything was going on. Okay, but now uh, the SEBI says that you cannot discount your shares, like the price is X and you cannot give it at a discounted price to someone. Though, see, negotiations can be done, but once the price is decided, you cannot discount it and give it. Let's say I know a particular investors. Let's say it's an institution, and I know them, so I will give them at a discounted price. I cannot do that, or I cannot even pay commission. Okay, that is completely restricted by SEBI.
Okay, sir. So not even at premium then?
See, premium. See, don't get confused between what happens in the market later. Okay, see,
Yes, sir.
the issue price now, what we had, the issue price that was there in the example that we decided now was 482, right? Okay, when it goes for actual listing, okay, it may get listed at, okay, sorry, listed at, let's say 600 rupees, or it may get listed at around 400 rupees also. This is listing, this is completely different. But when you're issuing shares, okay, I cannot, like, I'm an investor A, I have bid for, let's say, 50 shares. Now I cannot get the shares. 50 shares means I have to pay for 482 into 50, sorry, 482 into 50 itself. I cannot pay 480 into 50 because the issue price decided is 482 into 50. Okay, later maybe the listing happened at 600 and I sold it off 600, that is premium that I got. Or it got listed at 400, that means 82 rupees was the discount that, or the price fell. That is a different issue, that is completely different than what I'm talking right now. If the share price is 482, it has to be issued at 482 only. I cannot